about someone talking about how the Twilight series is basically like a horror film or horror series from Charlie's point of view. And while that is entirely and completely true, like yes, absolutely, especially if you like have read the books as an adult, you're like, what? The most absolute crazy thing that a lot of people I don't think realize, especially if they only saw the movies, is the very, very tiny, tiny time frame that this whole thing takes place in. So I never read the books or watched the movies when they first were coming out and were popular. I thought they were stupid, like a lot of people did. And I mean they are pretty cheesy. But I was trying to like understand, like I didn't understand that, and like the ADHD, like autism starts to kick in, and I'm like, okay, but why? So then I watch all the movies and I'm like, I don't understand this. I need the context. So then I read the books. Still need more context. So then I get the like guide that Stephanie Meyer wrote that actually left me asking even more questions because I felt like there was more contradictions in there than anything. Um, Great example. She Bella talks about in the first book right after like when she's getting ready for school that first day about how Charlie still has the wedding picture of him and Renee when they got married in Las Vegas, 18 years ago or whatever. And but then in the guidebook, Stephanie Meyer writes that they got married in Port Angeles at the JOP. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, getting back to the timeline. Sorry, went on a side quest. Um, so Bella moves to Forks to live with her dad. Like she flies there January 17th, 2005. So she starts school January 18th, 2005. The very last, like the Volturi fight scene at the end of Breaking Dawn is December 31st, 2006. This entire story takes place in less than 2 years. So, from the time that Bella moved there and met Edward to being ignored to like having a catatonic state for her almost entire senior year with Edward, and then getting married, having a baby, dying, becoming a vampire, fighting the Volturi, that whole thing is less than 24 months. So, if you've ever felt like things moved way too fast to make any sense, they did, because in the books, it's way more obvious just, like, how absolutely insane it is. That's kinda like the beauty of, like, the movies because you can't tell that short of a time frame because of, the movies each take, like, a year or so to make, and then, they get older, and then, you're more focused on, like, how the wigs just progressively get worse and worse in each movie, and then Edward's sideburn, like, whoa. Yeah, the hair is just amazing to me, and then, we can't ever forget the monstrosity that is Renesmee.